let's go party.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. I'm sour candy, so sweet, then I get a little angry, yeah.
Can we get a little drum roll? Come on, our Pink Rangers deserve a little drum roll. All right,
yes.
Let's go.
Thank you, boys.
First up, we have Christina Masterson, Emma Goodall, the Pink Megaforce and Super Megaforce Rangers from Power Rangers Super Megaforce.
Let's go.
Next up, she's bad, but everybody loves her, especially you.
Stop being a
We've got
swagger jack.
Psycho Pink herself from Power Rangers in Space, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, Vicki Davis. And Angie Diaz is currently doing a photo op right now, but she will be back. So yeah, Mystic Force Pink will be here too, so watch out for that. I did talk to Jessica Ray. She was put on the panel schedule earlier. She said she tried to pop in, no guarantees, but if she gets in, she's next door at the Wild Force panel, yeah, scheduling, but we will make it work. So, we've got two awesome, lovely Pink Rangers here, and first I want to start with one general question. Are we or are we not overdue for a male Pink Ranger?
Oh, yes, why not? Definitely, right?
So true, we are.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get...
Is it going to be you?
Yeah, I could be Would you guys like to see me as a Pink Ranger? I'd love to be a Pink Ranger, yeah. All right, so let's get started with some questions here. So Christina here does have to go, so we're going to start with her here, and then I'll take a question from the audience. So 2 questions, then an audience question. So, Christina, you had the ability to morph into every Pink Ranger as part of the legendary Ranger mode in Super Megaforce. Was there a particular Pink Ranger that you looked up to that you wanted your character, Emma, to morph into?
Yes, of course. It would be the original, the one that I grew up on, Mighty Morphin, so it would be Kimberly. Yeah, but you know what? I would also love to morph into a Psycho.
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Emma goes bad.
That's a really great answer here. So the next question that I have for you is, your character, Emma, was sort of the glue that held the Megaforce team together. And she was also a photographer and a nature lover, so she has hobbies. Was there anything about Emma as a character that you got to contribute to, or was she already written that way? Did you play her as written?
Yeah, I played her as written. She had a lot of great hobbies, as you said, and abilities with her BMX scene. So there was a lot of fun things that I got to play with as
to the entire row?
Yeah, and you had a pretty great dynamic with Gia, the Yellow Ranger, that season. How did you and Sierra play off of each other? Having 2 very positive female role models on a show like Power Rangers. How was it to play opposite her? And did you do anything to show hey, we got to be good role models for the kids out there?
Yeah, of course, great question. It was really easy to play off Ciara because we became instant friends right away. So the friendship on the show was also behind the scenes. It was a real friendship, so we didn't really have to do much acting. But we did have one really fun scene where we got hypnotized, or there was a spell put on us, and we had a fight in the scene. There was a battle between us. There was all this arguing, and it was actually the funnest scene to shoot with her because it was so opposite of us, and it was really hard to not laugh. And actually, the crew got really upset with us. Well, not upset, but they were like, "Okay, guys, you got to get it together," because we couldn't get through any of the scenes because we couldn't stop laughing because we were having so much fun. Yeah, but yes, they were both really great role models, and we both.
So we've got Angie Diaz here, Vita from Mystic Force, again another Pink Ranger. Yeah,
that was my answer. You could go go on.
Yeah. Does anyone in the audience have any questions for Christina? How about you over there?
Hi, my name's John, and my question is for Christina. It's for both you and Vicki. It's like Psycho Pink pretty much was able to lay hands on both Pink Galaxy and Pink in Space. Do you think Super Mega Pink would give Pink Psycho a run for our money, or would Psycho Pink be able to handle any mode she threw?
Let me just repeat the question so everyone knows. So he asked, would Psycho Pink be able to take on Super Mega Pink? And just so y'all know, she can transform into any ranger up to that point in her season. So she pretty much has all the Pink Ranger's powers.
Psycho got this.
Psycho got this?
I agree with him. I think Psycho for sure would have it, and they wouldn't have a chance. I mean, that's why I feel
What the hell is going
You
on?
look like you have some secrets, like up your sleeves.
it's true.
Yes. Talk that
They
up.
put up a good fight.
Yeah, Psycho. I feel Psycho might
But
win.
it'd be a good fight, right? It'd be a good fight. They put up like a pretty good effort.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh,
definitely. I think you work for it. You would. Yes.
I think we've got time for either one question or two quick questions. Pink Ranger in the back. Right there.
Ranger.
What inspired you to join the Power Rangers show?
Oh, that is a good one.
That's a great question. Thank you. Well, when I was little, your age, I saw Power Rangers Mighty Morphin on TV too, and I looked up to them as when I was a child. So that was inspiration enough to join the team, to be to be a role model to kids as well, and to people. Yeah. Thank you.
We could do another question here. Another Pink Ranger right there.
I have a question. Hi, Christina, again. I have a question for Angie. What was it like to become a vampire in Mystic Force?
To become a vampire.
That is so cool.
It was the most fun. I had so much fun playing bad. I think the Pink Ranger can go either way. They're a little
I noticed
spicy.
You guys were both kind of bad.
Well, no, I was only bad for 2 seasons, yeah, and then Yellow Ranger saved me. It's fine. So it was good. It was good. Chip to the rescue. Hey, it was a lot of fun, I have to say. I really, really enjoyed the storyline with my character, and I think I just love the fact that there was so much fantasy around Mystic Force, and so we got to kind of, I got to become a vampire. So yeah, it was great fun.
I'm really jealous of both of you guys.
And she did that before Twilight, so Twilight copied her. So we've got one more question for Christina before she has to go. So anyone with a question for Christina? Mystic Force Green, what do you got?
Oh my God, that's the same guy from outside. He always keeps wearing that outfit. I'm not gonna lie, he does it. This is that.
That's great.
He wore that 2 years ago. Gonna get some pics of him, so I will not remember his face.
What you learned would be great if everybody could take that away, if all the young boys could take just what you said away and learn that from Power Rangers. I think that would make a huge difference, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that women can be strong and powerful and in charge and all of those things. That's such a wonderful story to hear. Thank you for sharing that. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's such a great, that's great. I think, yes. Such a great question, and I think also which is really important is, which I thought was really refreshing with Power Rangers, and I know it's for, the age is aimed, like 7 to 12, maybe a little bit older, but I never felt that Pink Ranger in my season was sexualized in any way. She was very free to be herself, and a lot of girls saw themselves in her, in Vita, as the tomboy, as slightly crazy and stuff, and with really great like male relationships. You know, that I think that's really important. That's a really great thing that Power Rangers does, you know, that there are these kind of interpersonal relationships that are really fair and equitable.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Christina has to take her leave now, but can we get a huge round of applause for her? Isn't she awesome? She's great, isn't she?
Hey,
Go Megaforce!
Go Megaforce, yeah.
Super Megaforce!
Super Mega Mode. Okay, so we've got our two Pink Rangers here on the panel. So Angie, this one is for you. I asked Christina a similar question, but you also had a interesting dynamic with another female ranger on your show. So Angie, where was that question? Well, you played a sister opposite of Melanie, who was originally scheduled to be here, but she couldn't make it. But it was really cool to see, you know, two sisters very opposite of each other, very, very different from each other. How was it to, you know, play sisters alongside her?
It was great. I mean, there wasn't too many episodes where you could actually see us as sisters. I think the first one was kind of rock solid, and then you did see a moment with Maddie when I turned into a vampire, and so we really had to kind of like, we really relished in the, you know, the times when we could really honestly portray that sisterly love, and I think you can attain to this as well, is that it means so much to us as like the character when we can actually imbue that character with real feelings about what is going on. It's what happens behind the suit that's a lot of the real magic. Yeah, that's the basis of these characters. And so I think Mel and I were quite close. We were great friends. We're actually both Filipino as well. So like our upbringing, yes.
I didn't know that, and I'm Filipino, so that color me surprised, color me pink.
There you go. So we grew up kind of in a very similar background in Australia, and we really connected with that. So we had a lot going in that was very similar, and I think it just grew from there. It was really lovely.
Yeah, I really loved how both of you were both similar, but also very independent. Yeah. Vicki, I've got a big question for you. So, a lot of the fans here know, but I'll explain it anyway. She got to come back for To the 10th Power and in Lost Galaxy, as well as Power of Pink by herself. And it's really kind of a loaded 2 episodes here, especially because the back episode was written for Lost Galaxy Pink, whose actress Valerie Vernon, who played Kendrix, was unfortunately diagnosed with leukemia. She's totally okay now, and that's fantastic. They had to write her out of the show, and that was a very, very, from what a lot of people have said, the behind the scenes, that was very strenuous. Were you privy to that at all when you came on to do that?
I actually wasn't, not at all. Not when I was asked to do it, and at the time I had no idea. It wasn't until later that I found that out.
Yeah. And looking back at it now, like, how does it feel to, because this is one of the most emotional and honestly craziest moments in Power Rangers history, and for you to be able to help enable Valerie to take time to take some time off for to get better. How do you feel being a part of that?
Of course, I mean, I'm very, I'm moved by it. I feel like I had sort of a place in all of that, and it makes me really glad to know that she had that time. But it's interesting, I didn't know at the time at all. And I don't know exactly why I didn't know. I don't know what the reason was. I still don't know, but I found out afterwards, and so glad to have been able to be a part of that.
Yeah. So, Angie, you were just in the diversity panel right before this. So you might repeat some information here, but you want to answer some one question for me. Is Vita gay?
Oh, you would bring that up.
Thinking about this question. And I was going to say that it is the question that comes up a lot, and it's the question that I really don't like to answer.
I never pictured Vita gay.
Because I
Never.
don't want to define her in any which way. But if we're gonna have to put something there, I think I would say that Vita is pan, and I would say that
Oh yeah,
she happily resides in
she's
the
bad.
rainbow.
I can work with that.
It is a kick-ass rainbow.
I just want to say, Mochi, you got a shot. You got a shot.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I think.
Well, Vicki, your character, she didn't have a human form, and some of your co-stars did from the rest of the Psycho Ranger team. Did you get to be on set at all, or did you were you strictly in ADR, or were there any conversations for you to appear?
No, I wasn't. I was strictly in ADR, and unfortunately, I didn't get to appear in human form like some of the others did. So, I unfortunately didn't get to do that.
Can you still do the Psycho Pink voice?
Oh my God, we are evil.
Okay. Well, I wanted to open the floor up to some fan questions here. So, does anyone have any questions for Vicki and Angie? All right.
I'm good.
You had your hand up first. Yeah. What was your question?
For Angie, Mr. Force Ranger, during your season, you never got a chance to have a team up with either the SPD Rangers or Operation Overdrive. If you had the opportunity to team up with one of those teams, which one would you pick?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question, because I was like, I wanted to do a cross collab with the whole Disney era. That could be fun, but I honestly think, I think SPD Pink and Mystic Force Pink would be one hell of a show, because we are so completely opposite, right? That would have been really fun to do. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. No, that would have been fun. That would have been really fun to see. We got another question over there. You.
If you were to, this question's for Psycho Pink, if you were to destroy any other Pink Ranger from any season that wasn't a part of your season, who would you destroy?
Who would you take down? We're gonna have to come back to that. Well, yeah. How about Cosmic?
Hi. My question's for Vicki. Are you aware that your character now has a name?
No, I'm not.
Did you read the comic?
I have not read the comic, and I would like to read the comic.
If someone has the comic, give it to her.
Someone just gave me the comic today.
Ooh.
So
So it's no Kriya.
I did not know that. Somebody said that's
Anagram of her own.
okay. Thank you. No Kriya, I love it. Great.
I didn't know
great.
the anagram part. That's cool. Yeah. How about you behind Cosmic? You had your hand up for a little bit.
Yeah. I'll change my question to piggyback off of the question over there, but for Psycho Pink, instead of destroying a ranger, if you had to recruit some Pink Rangers to be an all Pink Ranger squad, if you could take maybe 4 Rangers from the Pink Rangers from the past, who would you include?
Oh, that is so juicy.
I think I would automatically be on the
She would be on the team, and I feel Christina might be on the team too.
Well, she has every other Pink Ranger's power, so
Yes.
you kind of have to have her.
I feel like I know I'd have to have her. Who else would it be? I mean, oh yeah.
Oh shoot,
The OG.
never.
The OG, of course. Those 3. That's it. That would be a perfect team, right, guys? Perfect team.
So before I get the next fan question, I wanted to ask this question because it's very pertinent to Vita's character. If you could be any other Ranger color, what would you be?
Red babes. Actually, no. I wouldn't. No. In my universe, in my Power Rangers, Pink leads. She doesn't become red, she leads. Red is her second in command.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so actually, no. I wouldn't be any other color. Yeah.
How about you, Vicki? Any other color?
I mean, I don't mean to steal the same answer. I wouldn't want to change either.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Pink, pink, that's it.
Pink's pretty cool.
Pink's
you know,
it.
sorry to butcher a Mean Girls quote here, despite it not being Wednesday. On Sundays, we wear pink. Yeah.
On Sundays, we're
Let's take another fan question. In the back there with the hood.
Given what's going on now in the fan series, do you see yourself running back?
Let me repeat that question. Let me make sure we got it right. So you're asking, given what's going on with some of the fan series, I know there's Power Rangers Extended Universe going on. I know Patrick came back, Psycho Red's actor, for a little fan film. Would you be willing to come back for that?
I totally would be willing to come back. Yes.
What if there was a Mystic Force fan film? How about you, Angie?
I would totally come back.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Who loves our fan films? Yeah.
Sure. That would be so fun.
Any other questions? How about you?
Hi, my name is KJ. I've got a chance to speak with you both. Thank you again for taking the time to come to this convention. My question's for both of you, specifically for you, Miss Davis. I think you know what question I'm going to ask. But what is your proudest moment on the show?
Oh my goodness. I know why she's asking me that. We had a fun chat the other day, and I was telling her that that it is sort of exciting that I was the first to kill a ranger. That would be, in character, that is my proudest moment, guys. In character, that is my proudest moment.
Well, let's piggyback off that. What was your proudest moment,
I got you, girl.
as a character?
Oh, goodness. As a ranger? The proudest moment as a ranger.
Or just on the show in general.
Okay. Look. I think for me, the proudest I was really, and this is not just a character, is also like playing the character. Like the character was when we got to fight in Dark Wish. Without the suit, not even in our uniform, we were like back there fighting. That was real. Like that was the first. Like we had to fight for that to the writers to actually allow us, and they wrote Dark Wish because of that. They're like, yeah, we want a big fight scene, all of us. We want to get real dirty. It's going to be real, and it was. It was great. So that's one of my proudest moments.
Yeah. So I've got another question. So the both of you are actually two unconventional Pink Rangers in that you're not the typical idea of what a Pink Ranger would be. Vita was a bit tomboyish. She had her own interests, and she did her own thing. She was a very free spirit, and you're a villain. What's it like, being two unique kinds of Pink Rangers?
I think it was really freeing, to be honest. I think it was really refreshing that Vita could be exactly like how a lot of girls are, or a lot of boys. It didn't matter. She was just herself, and she didn't have to be kind of, in a mold of any kind. So for me, it gave me some really cool storylines. So that's the thing. I think it's fun when there's a bit of controversy around you.
Right. Any other fan questions? Let's in the red back there.
Okay, this is for Psycho Pink.
Okay.
If you wasn't the Pink Ranger in Psycho, would you take over and just take over the whole Psycho Rangers by yourself? Like be the number one leader and just boss everybody else around?
So say the question again. If I wasn't?
If you wasn't, would you like to boss the other Psycho Rangers around?
Would you be the leader of the Psycho Rangers?
Like be the lead?
Absolutely, I would be the leader of all of them, for sure.
I feel like the Psycho Rangers would go full Game of Thrones and try to overthrow each other.
Totally. Without a doubt.
How about you in the green back there? I think it was more of a comment.
The magic words that you said from the episode. I remember that when you were saying it backwards, like the Mystic Force, like the Mystic Force name, like you're like blazing spectacle. I think you guys said it in reverse. I was like, that made me so confused when I watched it.
you actually had to learn a lot of interesting, words and phrases because you had spells that season. Do you remember a few of them?
Yeah, no. Chip said most of the spells, and so did Ordana. I didn't really. I don't think they said many spells.
One or two, yeah.
Maybe one or two.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I
Pretty fun.
don't really remember that.
No, you're good. They need a. I've just always thought, they've released, Harry Potter spell books. Why not a Mystic Force spell book? I'd buy that. Would you guys buy that?
Absolutely. We did have the Xenotome?
The Xenotome, yeah.
The Xenotome, yeah, which was really good. And it was a beautiful big book. It actually was a beautiful big book.
I saw online that someone actually had a screen used prop of it and they
so
sold it.
good.
Yeah, it was on Twitter a year ago or something. Yeah, really cool. Any more questions? Over there, hi.
Hi, my question is for Angie. You brought up a couple times at this panel and the last one that you kind of had to push for some things in the writer's room. So I'm just kind of curious, Vita being as tomboyish as she was, did you get some influence over that, or was that always the plan, or was it a little bit of both?
Okay. So, no, actually, it's quite interesting. So, the writers who created the characters and stuff. The character of Vita was, when I auditioned for her, she was modeled on the role of, I don't know if there's Alien fans here in the crowd. Yeah, so she was like Vasquez. Yeah, so that's it. But then we also had to have life, Vita. So as well as being this kind of hardcore, I'm gonna get ya, let's go fight. She also had to have a lot of love and a lot of life in her and a lot of joy. And we found that balance, when we all got put together as Rangers, we had to kind of mix and change around to see what was the right dynamic. So it made sense for Chip and Vita. Our characters kind of just went a little bit more on the zany side, She was cool, but not too cool. Because Red Ranger was really cool. You know how Red Ranger's always really cool? Yeah, sometimes a little too cool. Yeah, and then Green Ranger tries to be cooler. So we already had that going on. And then Blue was just so lovely and beautiful, and caring and protective. And so I think it became a real collaboration with the writers as to how tough was she? How badass was she? Well, she was badass, but she couldn't be mean, and she couldn't be cold, and she couldn't be kind of She had to be a little crazy, which was fun. I think I brought that, though. I fought for that, the crazy.
I want to give Pink Ranger in the back another question there.
So these are for both of you guys. If you guys were to make your own costume, how would you make it?
If you had to make your own costume, is that what you asked? Yeah.
For both of them.
Y'all got a sewing machine?
If we had to make our own costume, what would we do? Ooh, that's a good question. Huh. I loved the look of the costume so much. So maybe I would bedazzle it a little bit now. Kind of use sort of the same framework of it before, but maybe I would just zhuzh it up a little bit with some bedazzling maybe, you know what I mean? Add a little bit of some shininess to it. That's what I'm thinking I would do for Psycho Pink.
Look, it was really fun. Mystic Force, we got to have capes, which was great. Who doesn't love a cape? To be honest, I think honestly, this is what I would do. I would ditch the white tights. And I wasn't really into the skirt. So I just go with the cape.
Yeah.
I wasn't really into that distinction with the girls, with the skirt kind of thing. Yeah, but our legendary force is really cool too. So with the big kind of shoulder armor, you guys have seen that. So yeah, I would ditch the skirt, lose the white tights, just all pink plus the cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, more questions? All the way in the back.
I wasn't approached to do any crossovers, and I'm not gonna lie, she's a little pink dirty on it, because I would have loved to. I think it's fun because I don't think Pink gets to do many crossovers. I don't know. Like normally it's like, well, but I guess it worked with Xander characters going over into Operation Overdrive because he's totally like Plan Xander. So I think, yeah, Team Xander. That's right. So that worked as well. But I would have loved to have done a crossover. I really would have. Thank you.
Who here would have loved to see Angie back? Oh, yeah. Who would love to see Vicki back? Yeah, let's get a Psycho Ranger back. You know what? Let's give them their whole their own movie, their own special. Yeah. Mystic Force Pink versus Psycho Pink. I'd watch that. Only on Netflix. Any more questions?
Wait a minute, Vita in vampire mode.
Ooh.
That
Now we're talking.
was fun.
Do we have any producers out here who want to pick that up? All right, let's keep going with the questions. Mystic Force Green again.
Again? This boy again.
We got to see what it really means with too much too much pink is dangerous. So for Angie, if you got to have a moment like that, like really showing the true power of pink, what would you have wanted for that for your
Oh God, that's a tricky question. How would I like to have seen that moment play out?
Yeah, just kind of like that overwhelming, like pink power. Because like with Psycho Pink, we saw that it's enough to kill a ranger.
Yeah.
So, like, how would you have wanted to show that kind of, if you got the opportunity to have like an overwhelming amount of pink force?
Oh no, that's fine. I would have just like killed all of the 10 terrors except for Matumbo straight away.
We love Matumbo.
Matumbo is my boy.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what it'd just be. I think like it would be in tornado form, and it just would have been like this massive hurricane, bang, and I'd be like, "Thank you." Okay.
So speaking of Matumbo, where do you think Vita is right now, and is she still hanging out with Matumbo?
Yeah, totally. I reckon they've got their like own club together.
Yeah.
Somewhere, do you know what I mean? Like he's like, like master of ceremonies and stuff like that, and then I'm up on the decks. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Yeah.
They were the best of friends. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay, you have a question, and we'll get you after. Right? You've also had your hand up for a while.
My question is for Angie. There were a couple of episodes where we kind of saw two questions. There were a couple of episodes where we saw kind of a back and forth between Angie and Vita. Do you think that was more just because it was like Vita was like more protective of Madison, and Vita, when you saw that Madison was intimidating, it was kind of that outside thing, and she just didn't like how Nick was approaching the team or something like that. Just want to get your thoughts on that kind of dynamic, even though it was short.
Yeah, no, that's a really great question because it was written like that, but also, so actually, funnily enough, Ferris and I are really strong personalities, and so it's not far out of the, like, we just have really strong opinions together, we're really strong energy on set, and I think they were really looking at that, and there were episodes where we did butt heads, and both Vita and Nick, as characters as well, were really headstrong. And it kind of got, at the end of the day, like Vita is the one that questions Nick. Are you giving up? If you remember, like in the final episode, she's the one. Says, "Are you giving up?" And she's so disappointed. She's not just disappointed. She's angry. She's angry because she didn't sign up for this. Like, move aside, step aside. But it. Yeah, definitely. I think in the writing, what we got to see in Rock Solid was the fact that she was super protective of her sister, and she didn't want anyone saying anything about her. And then also, I think you're right. There might have been a little bit of like, you're into my sister, and I don't know if I'm okay with that. But I think she comes around at the end, right? When it's okay, this is cool, this is fine. But yeah, definitely, yeah, they had to figure it out together. In the end.
Yeah. And you've got a question.
Yeah, I think you guys are both great examples of playing with the spectrum of femininity and being Pink Rangers. Did you feel any sort of pressure of trying to be like being the Pink Ranger, and I think with the spectrum of femininity falling more on the like damsel in distress and stuff like that? I think both, like I said, like you guys are both really good examples of ones who didn't do that. But did you feel any pressure, and like when you're looking at the script, just being like, oh, this is, you know, typical girly, I'm Pink, you guys want me to do this? And what was that like being Pink?
Well, I didn't, because what was so fun about this character originally that I thought was so interesting is usually I had never been cast as a scary, evil force of any kind. So it was very freeing. The lines of Psycho Pink and the character of Psycho Pink, and just because she could be so extreme, and just playing that sort of huge range to the complete other side of the spectrum was really, really fun. So at no point did I feel, and that was part of the excitement, did I have to do any kind of damsel in distress of any kind. It was sort of completely the opposite the whole time.
No, I didn't feel that anything was too feminine. Vita wasn't written that way. What I will bring up though, open that door. And this is actually exists, it's not just it's actually probably on a lot of the female rangers, is that there is more pressure for you to maintain your form, physical form. There are, it was true. That is what's noticed more. You're told ahead of the boy rangers, whether or not, hey, maybe you wanna, and that can be quite confronting. And that wasn't just my season. I know there were other seasons and stuff like that. And that was very much a time when that happened, you're all equal, but you weren't, because we were still very much about, the guys can look like that, they're fine, but the girls need to still adhere to a certain aesthetic. Yeah. So, which is, I'm sorry, it's really hard to be strong and skinny. That's it. You want to be strong. Yeah? Thicky, nicky thighs and booty in the back, and I don't care. That's the way. And so, yeah. Because you can't kick ass without that. Sorry.
So I've got a question then, as just to piggyback off of that. You two are both actresses, and you've worked on Power Rangers and maybe other similar things as well. But how has being on Power Rangers and having that experience kind of helped you as actresses, whether it be as women in the industry or as people who are role models to young girls and boys? How has being on the show informed that?
I think being on the show has, and also coming to Morphicon, one of the big takeaways is never underestimate the power of what you can do and the stories that you can tell and be a part of. And that's what comes back to me even years and years after doing Power Rangers, is the power of that story and what it has meant to so many people when they share with me their own personal journeys, and how, either you would have this too of which season was their first ever season. There's a lot of people here that Mystic Force was their first season, and that's so cool. Or it brought them back into into the Ranger kind of, into watching Rangers. And for me personally, as an actor, it is really about that, acknowledging that power and the beauty of that and the generosity. Also, just as an actor on Power Rangers, was also about actually believing, you know what, you just have to believe that monster is there and it's gonna get you. Do you know what I mean? And it's really fast turnover, so it shoots really quickly. You have to be on your game, you have to be fit, all of those things. You're working with you know, you're working with fight choreography, you're working with like, you know, and you really want to do a good job too. So it makes you really good. It's almost like athletic acting.
Totally. Similarly, I would say I learned how to fight on the show more than anything else. That was the biggest takeaway as an actor. I really learned how to fight well, the sounds of fighting, the movement of fighting, all of that. And little did I know that just in the last long while of my career, I've done a lot of fighting in different movies and video games and stuff like that. So I learned all of it on the show, and I've got to do it a lot in the last several years, which has been really fun and exciting. This is the first con I've ever done, so it's my first one.
Let's give it up for Vicki. First con, first Power Morphicon too.
And I've just been so moved and touched by meeting all the different fans and hearing how this show, you know, the seasons of this show has meant so much to so many people. So it's been a really special weekend. And just to know, you know, the first series impacted me so much, and just to hear how it's impacted so many of the fans has really touched me, and it's been so lovely to meet so many of you. So thanks for having us. It's been really great.
Yeah. I can vouch for a lot of the fans here. Many of us were rushing when we found out you were going to be here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You are one of the last few Psycho Rangers, I think, to come out to one of these too. So it was very exciting to get to complete the team. Psycho Yellow. Oh yes, that's right. Yeah. But it's very exciting to have you here. So welcome. Yeah. Angie, is this your second Morphicon?
Yeah, this is my second Morphicon.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're back. Yeah. And it's really the passion of everyone out here in the audience that brings wonderful actors and actresses like Angie and Vicki here to Power Morphicon. So really give it up for yourselves as well, because y'all really were the ones who got them here. So let's do some more fan questions. Who else has a question? Red Ranger.
Both of your characters have multiple forms. Which was your favorite of your two forms you got to use?
It says both of you have multiple forms. You have your regular form and your legend form. And Angie and Vicki, you have your Psycho Ranger form and your monster form.
Right.
So which ones are your favorite?
I'd go with legendary. The staff is awesome.
It's really cool.
It's
the
really
lion
cool.
staff.
Yeah, and also the helmet, it's like epic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very regal.
Yeah, very.
You know, I would go with the original form, I think, just because I loved the whole look of the whole thing, the power of the costume in general. So I'd go with the original. Even though maybe the monster would be a more fun answer, but the original is the truth.
Just save it for a rainy day, Yeah. You've got a question, yes.
If you had to, just for Psycho, if you had to choose any other villain to be your leader instead of a strongman, who would you choose?
It's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I were to give my opinion here, she really didn't like having a leader, so I don't think she'd really get along with any villain, if I'm being true. Real.
I think he's right. It's true. I'm going to keep myself solo.
Yeah.
And just have my own thing. Yeah.
Because Astronema tried to use them, and she just straight up told Trakina, no, not happening. She went off on her own. Yeah. Cosmic, you got a question.
Yeah, so you guys have been, you've been active in the community for a while. You're brand new. Do you guys own a lot of your merch now?
Oh, no.
No?
No, not at all.
No figures, nothing?
I don't either. And I don't either.
Oh, no, I have a couple. I have a Morpher.
Okay.
No, I do have some toys. They were given. My daughter has them now. Well, she had them. But not too much.
Vicki, you got a Lightning collection figure
I know.
a year or two back.
I know, and I don't own it myself, and I would like to. So that is on my list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
I've seen it, though, many times, and I love it.
It's
so
glorious.
I know, it is great.
I own it.
It's great. Oh, I have to own it. I need to own it.
You've got a question, yeah.
Speaking of your merch, since you're saying you didn't really have your did you take anything from set? Because some of the Rangers have.
Ooh, I love this question.
No, well, the only thing I took were my vampire teeth, but yeah, I don't know if I can put them on eBay. Disney was really strict with us. The first thing, literally, it's in your contract: do not touch anything, do not take anything. We will hunt you down. Like, they were really full on about that, and I was like, what? What do you mean? We're like, okay, we won't do anything. You know what? I got to have a couple of like bits and pieces from Vita's like characters. Wardrobe, but in terms of any of the Ranger stuff, yeah, no. Like, we literally, the morphers were taken off us as soon as we used them. That was it. Like, they had like morpher wranglers on set. They just, nope, thank you. You and we, yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, I'm such a rule follower. Nothing, sadly. Nothing. I'm just such a rule follower. I wouldn't have dared, but boring answer. True.
That's what keeps you having a job, though. So yeah. You got to take care of yourselves first. Any more questions? Back there.
Given the fact that you have to do your interviews, when you first got a chance to see your characters and then to wear the costume, what was that like?
Yeah. So the question was, when you got to see your characters and then put on the costumes, what was that like? That's on the assumption that you saw what your character, what the suit looked like before you got to play them.
So much of what I did was in ADR. So when I was voicing the character, I got to see the costume and the character ahead of time, the whole thing, and voiced it to picture. So it was really cool to see it because it gave so much of sort of the fuel to what the voice should sound like. When I auditioned, I did not get to see it, but when I was actually doing it, I did get to see it. I have not ever suited that, no, sadly.
Let's get her a costume.
Yeah.
So, funnily enough, I have one of the first tattoos that I ever got is actually very similar to this. So when I first got to see the symbol, I kind of went, oh, wow, okay, this is a little strange. And I kind of, I was taken aback by that. When I first put the costume on, I'm not gonna lie, and you guys who cosplay know this as well, it is not that comfortable. No. It is not that comfortable. And we had to wear, there was triple layers of spandex. Yeah, so that the suit sits really tight and really firm on you. And it was quite amazing. It's almost like, for me, I think the suit didn't, when the first time I saw it, didn't suit the character of Vita, because she was I was wearing cargos, and I was had my Converse on, and I was just super comfy, and I had lots of chains and stuff, and then I'd get ooh, I'm in the suit, this is really hardcore, But for me, the biggest thing was actually seeing when I freaked out when I actually got shown the symbol of the Pink Ranger and going, oh my god, that's literally my first tattoo ever. So that was it.
So we've got time for 3 more questions. So let's try and make them quick. Back there, you. Hi. Yeah, there's not been a male Pink Ranger in the U.S. In Japan, there has been. He was CGI.
So, because pink represents beauty and femininity, which we kind of saw in the Pink Ranger from SPD, versus with Vita being more tomboyish, would it be right for to be a male Ranger? Because there's
Let me repeat the question here so everyone can hear it. We had a question earlier in the panel of whether we were overdue for a male Pink Ranger, and this is a legit fair question. Would it be right to have a male Pink Ranger, as pink really is a symbol of femininity, and there have been lots of strides in order to push the boundaries of Pink Rangers in the last 3 decades of the show. Would you say we're all for it, or what are your thoughts on that?
I really think that has to be driven by the fans and by the base. Do you know what I mean? When you speak loud enough, they do listen. That's absolutely why. I think that's really important. We're in an age, as I said before on the other panel, that we ask these questions. We can actually ask these questions. We are really questioning how we see the world. I would love that there was a pink male ranger. I don't think it matters. Do you know what I mean? I think, and particularly if you identify them, pink is not just, what's so wrong with being feminine?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I'll say, I think she's actually been roaming around the con, Lisa J. She started a podcast called No Pink Spandex, and it's very famous in the fandom, but it's all about why there hasn't been a male Pink Ranger yet. And I know a lot of people in the community, especially those who are LGBTQ+, I am one of them, we love pink. Pink is a great color, and I think no matter what, pink suits anyone. If that's your color, rock it. Orange shirt. You got the question.
So you are Psycho Pink, one of the strongest villains of all time, and you are Vita, one of the strongest Rangers of all time. If you two were to step into a battlefield, who would win?
Psycho. I need to be so sure about that.
Let them answer.
Hang on a minute.
Wait up. I mean, my bet would be on Psycho.
That woke me up. I was so sleepy.
I think I'd give you a run for your money.
She would give me a run.
Yeah. It'd be a pretty gnarly battle, I reckon.
All right, we got time for one more question here. Who wants to ask the final question of the panel? Ooh. Jin, you got the last question, Jin.
I just want to say I love you, man. Big fan, by the way. Need your autograph after. But I just want to say I love both of you. You both are great, and I'm glad that you're here.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you.
Jen, I said a question. Just kidding. I love you, Jen. We're friends.
I just wanted to raise my hand.
You just want to raise your hand. All right. You've got a question. Do you have a question?
Yeah. For Vicki, the Psychos being one of the most popular and strongest villains in MMPR, what made you decide now to come to Morphicon as your co-worker Psycho Rangers have been coming for?
Yes, of course. To be honest, the couple other times I was invited, I just wasn't available. That's really the only reason. And this Pasadena, well, we happen to be in my hometown of LA, so it's very exciting. So I'm so happy to be here, and I plan to be here again. So really, just because of availability, that's the only reason. Yeah.
All right, right before we end this here, tell me if this is too much to ask, Angie. Would you be able to give us some more? A magical source, Mystic Force.
Okay. Just yeah.
This is your photo op. This is photo op. Yeah. She can project. She's an actress. She can project. It's all theater.
All right, you ready? I don't have my Morpho. I'm just gonna have to
use your phone.
Use my phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. It was a phone in the show.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? Magical Source! Mystic Force!
Well, it's been lovely to have all of you. This was our Pink Ranger panel. Vicki Davis, Angie Diaz. Let's give them a round of applause. Let's go. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming. And enjoy the rest of your Power Morphicon. The Green, Black, Blue Ranger panel is happening next, moderated by my good friend Christian Antoine over there. So please stick around for it. Thank you for coming. I am Mitt Berry, and you guys are all awesome.